All right, welcome back to the Virtue Bowling Supply YouTube channel. My name is Chris and I'm here to bring the high rev perspective.
And my name is Josh and I'll be bringing the low rev perspective.
All right, today we're gonna be taking a look at the brand new Track Criterion Inverse, and I'm gonna be comparing that to the Paragon Shadow and the RST Hyperdrive Pearl.
And I'll be comparing it to the Brunswick Combat and the Ebonite 1 Ovation. These comparisons will give us and you an idea of what these pieces look like going down the lane. At the end, we will give our honest, unbiased review anywhere from nuts to trash. So make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you out on the lanes.
All right, after seeing the Criterion Inverse go down the lane, I'm not gonna lie, the shot quality on these ones weren't the greatest. Personally, I feel like I just wasn't throwing the ball the greatest for these few shots. There were definitely a couple where I got a little too forward and never really wanted to see the pattern. Personally, when I saw shots that I did throw good, still felt kind of niche, so I wasn't really sure where I needed to play on the lane. So I was kind of bouncing around trying to get comfortable. I couldn't really get a consistent enough ball reaction to like the ball motion. Personally, I just thought that it was a little too niche for where it fits in the bag. So now I'm going to go and compare that to the Paragon Shadow. To me, the Paragon Shadow is definitely a complement to the Criterion Inverse, something that I would probably start with when there's a little bit more oil in the lane on fresh, and then move towards the Criterion Inverse just because of how much more down lane the Criterion Inverse is. A little bit quicker to friction, needing a little bit more friction to make the corner. The Paragon Shadow is definitely a ball up from the Criterion Inverse. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw the RST Hyperdrive Pearl and see how that compares. All right, so the Hyperdrive Pearl is definitely more comparable to the Criterion Inverse. This one, I do think that it is a little bit further down lane and a little bit quicker to the friction. There was definitely a few that I threw that was a little bit left and didn't quite see it as well as the Criterion Inverse. Now, I do have a few games on the Hyperdrive Pearl, but I could definitely tell how much more down lane it wanted to be overall. All right, final thoughts on the Criterion Inverse. Now, I know I didn't throw the best shots in this one, but honestly, even with the ones that I did throw pretty good, I really wasn't convinced that I really liked the ball motion that much. So for me, I'm gonna have to give it a meh. It wasn't the worst ball motion, but honestly, I just couldn't really get comfortable with it and didn't really like the way it shaped, honestly.
Just threw 10 shots with the Criterion Inverse. This ball for me was a little cleaner than I expected it to be. I have thrown the original Criterion and it was pretty big, but this one definitely gets down the lane a lot further. And I felt like it was a little bit quicker off spot than I anticipated. The Criterions for me have always kind of been a bigger piece, and this one was still kind of big, but definitely more angle, more shape than I was expecting off friction. It was a little bit more what I call allergic to oil when I missed in, so it didn't really want to shape off of the oil very well. But again, when I did get it to friction, it really did shape, but really any ball is going to hook there, so it didn't really provide me any useful info. Overall, again, didn't blend like perfectly, but still gave me a decent ball motion. So now we're going to go ahead and throw 5 shots with the Brunswick Combat and see how it compares. Just threw 5 shots with the Combat. You could easily see how much cleaner this ball was, even though they're both ace and pearls. This is why I always say you gotta throw the balls to really truly know the ball, because this ball easily went about 2 to 3 feet further down the lane, and because of that, it gave me, I think, a way better ball motion. I was able to actually miss in, and because it retained enough energy, it was actually able to kind of get back to pocket. But at the same time, if I missed it out, kind of just like laid there a little bit, which for me is the best ball motion in the world. Essentially, the ball is waiting on you you what it is, what it feels like. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the 1 ovation and see how it compares. Just finished up with the 1 ovation. This ball for me was definitely more similar to the Criterion Inverse. However, I do think it was just a bit stronger. I felt like it was overall close in how quick it was off friction and where it wanted to hook, but I did feel like it just dug a little bit more. And what I mean by that is when I missed in, I actually trusted it to hook and actually get off spot, where the Criterion I just felt like just was too lazy. And it did, again, it forced me about a board or 2 further right, but I did like the ball motion better just because I trusted it to hook and oil, versus where if I tried to play that same line with the Criterion, it was just too quick to that friction, too uncontrollable, which did force my feet a couple boards further left. Final thoughts on the Criterion Inverse. This ball for me, again, kind of gave me a middle of the board shape. It was, kind of a more classic ace and pearl shape, but to me, I do think there are other balls better out there at the moment on the market. So this ball for me is going to have to be a meh. I just didn't. Again, it's tough when you throw so many balls because they all are kind of close, and I just feel like this one was just not at the top of the leaderboard for me. So meh for today.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys found this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.